Today, Chief Policy Officer represented Hedera in support of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce 2025 B7 event on bolstering economic security and resilience. Hedera is proud to help deliver trusted digital infrastructure for resilient supply chains and competitive growth. So that's here in Canada for the Canadian Chamber of Commerce. And again, this means a lot because we're going to cover in a moment Hedera's deal with the country of Georgia. So imagine if they get another country like that want to integrate Hedera into their infrastructure. Integrate Hedera into their infrastructure. That would be crazy because Canada is way more popping than Georgia. So let's move forward. All right, here we go. ArcX. Here we go. ArcX is proud to announce the tokenization and first on-chain transaction of the Canary HBAR ETF on the Hedera network. On Thanksgiving, while traditional U.S. markets were closed, they're making a statement. They facilitated a live out-of-the-hours transaction of the tokenized Canary HBAR ETF. This demonstrates how regulated financial products can transact 24/7 on blockchain infrastructure, even during market closures for public holidays. So they stunting on the traditional markets, just like crypto sort of has as well by being open 24/7, always trading. So you got, the Western Hemisphere, Northeast trading at one point, then you got the whole Western part of the globe trading. You got the Southern part. They're saying we can get to the Hedera at any time. That's what they got for us. And this is it right here. The quick take of it is they executed an on-chain transaction on the holiday after hours to demonstrate the potential for regulated financial products. That's what we got there. And this next one I think was very interesting. Hedera has 9 million accounts on mainnet and counting. And what we see here is that Hedera has a lot of users. This indicates a strong signal of onboarding at scale and a bigger base for apps to reach with real utility. And here's a little insights of what they mean by accounts. Let's get closer here. Accounts are on the central starting point when interacting with Hedera network and using a consensus node services. A Hedera account is an entity, a distinct object type stored in the ledger that holds tokens. That's what we would call a wallet. Accounts can hold the native Hedera fungible token, HBAR, custom fungibles, those like memes or other business tokens, and custom non-fungible tokens, those are NFTs, created on the Hedera network. The Hedera native token, HBAR, is a utility token primarily used to pay for transactions and query fees when interacting with the network. The HBAR symbol is represented by this special H. Applications may reference HBAR as the token denomination. However, the network returns information in tiny bars, that's the tiny h, a denomination of HBAR, which is 100 million of those are equivalent to 1 HBAR. This includes things like transaction fees or accounts HBAR balances. So essentially, you interact with the market by submitting a transaction that modify the ledger state or submitting query requests that read data from the ledger. Essentially, it's all about the HBAR. This is your wallet. This is your account. And they have 9 million of those. So I got like 2 of them. So people that really be into blockchain got a few of them. Companies got them as well. That means they are definitely growing, and 9 million is a lot. And I'm pretty sure they'll get to 1 billion. And here's the main story though, right here, reference at the beginning of this Hedera segment. The Ministry of Georgia has signed a memorandum, that's the MOU of understanding, with Hedera, one of the leading platforms in the blockchain ecosystem, to implement the latest digital technologies in the public sector. The Ministry of Justice of Georgia has signed, okay? At the meeting between the Minister of Justice of Georgia and representatives of Hedera, prospects for cooperation were discussed, including the possibility of transferring data from the National Agency of Public Registry to the blockchain network, which would ensure even greater protection of property rights, transparency, and reliability of processes. The company representatives were also provided with information about the service introduced by the National Agency of Public Registry, smart contract, and its development prospects. In this regard, one of the most important directions is considered to be the tokenization of real estate, which involves the conversion of real assets into electronic units. So they're breaking down the brick, literally the bricks of the building, and they're putting the rights and the representation on a blockchain. And I talked to y'all about tokenized assets, tokenized real estate in particular for years. And now we're seeing a country have a memorandum of understanding to implement this for their country. So when you buy a property soon enough in Georgia, you're going to be dealing with the blockchain. That's crazy. That's crazy. So that's what I got to y'all for y'all about Hedera. Let me know what you like about that bullish news.
Passive income. Gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals. Told my girl it was simple.